Hey everyone, welcome back to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. I'm Slim,
And I'm Black. 2025, baby. Let's get it.
and we're back for 2025. Everyone, thank you for following us and supporting us, man, and going this long. 25, man. Wait, we started in 23, right? That's when
Yes,
we
sir.
started. Man, I can't believe that. Wow, it's crazy. It's still like going as strong as it was, man. That's dope. I really, really, really love that, man. So normally at this point, I would have actually said. Yeah, we also have Chris with us. However, this is a special episode today. So Chris is actually going to be our guest along with his son, Chris Jr. What's going on? Senior, what's going on? How you doing?
Good. Doing great.
All right, Junior. Yes, welcome to the podcast, Junior. Be honest here, man. Have you listened to any of our episodes yet? Be honest. You can be honest.
He just told me about it like a couple of months ago or something like that. Like I
Oh,
never
so
knew about
you never even knew about it. Wow, that's wild.
You just started like you started what age?
Like I started this like 23. Yeah. Me and Black have been trying to do this for a while, but that's a long story. Me and Black have been trying to do it for a good minute, and then finally I was just like, "Yo, screw it, let's go ahead and get it done." And me and Black, we started it up, and we going strong, man. So
I just found out.
very well. Please, if you get a chance, follow us and share. I'll give all the socials at the end of the show.
Of course.
So, going back to the intro, originally we had this concept, and like I was saying, we have both senior and junior here because today's episode is actually about generational gaming. I was given this idea, and I'm going to be honest here. My nephew originally is the one who gave me the idea. It was supposed to be my nephew and his dad. His dad's incredibly busy, so unfortunately my nephew couldn't do it. However, we do have another father-son gamer duo in the house. I went ahead and asked Senior if he thought Junior would do it. He said, yeah, and Junior's joining us. So this is an actual pretty cool concept because I am also a parent with a gamer child. And I would normally do that, but I mean, I would have also did it and had my daughter in there, but I don't think she would have been into doing it. So, Junior, thanks for joining us. Generally, gaming actually, it's so funny that when it comes to gaming, you have different generations doing it. Over all those years, you have so many massive amounts of games that come out and just different styles, different types of games, different genres and all that. And to have a parent and a child gaming together is something special. I've got the picture. I think I might have posted or I talked about it. I got a picture of me gaming on the couch. My daughter's laying beside me when she was like weeks old. And then years later, there's a picture of us sitting on the couch, both holding controllers, gaming together. And I don't even know if her controller was hooked up because I've done that. Senior, have you done that trick when you handed him the controller that wasn't hooked up?
Maybe. Yes, but he's sitting right next to me.
Oh, okay.
That's dirty, man. Why you do that? That ain't right.
All right, Black, trust me. When the grandkids start gaming and they want to game with you, you're gonna be like, all right, here's your controller.
It's already started, buddy. It's already started. I tried to play Starfield and she wanted to drive my buggy. 7-year-old wanted to drive my buggy. I was like, well, we on the moon. There ain't nothing around, so go ahead and drive.
That's dope. That's dope though. See, yeah. So, and that's the thing. It's like they want to join you because they want to take that time to spend with you. But it's like, come on, I'm really trying to decompress. I'm trying to do this gaming, but you love them so much that you can't help it. You just like you gotta let them do it.
Yeah.
So, oh, and by the way, for our listeners, if y'all remember me telling that story about Battlefront, the Star Wars Battlefront, yes, this is Junior is the person that I was talking about who beat the game before I even left the neighborhood. That's the person that we were talking about. So we'll beat the level. So, but I want to start off with each of you. Can each of you just share like your earliest memory of gaming? Senior, starting with you.
My earliest memory is probably there were these video games that they used to have that were basically like digital ones where at like pizza at pizzerias. Matter of fact, mainly this one called Shakey's Pizza that they used to have in Hampton. and it was basically just an LED that you had to press at the right timing, and it had like an arrow going along to a target. But yeah, as a kid, that was just, man, it's low tech, but it was fascinating as a kid.
Oh yeah, I know how that goes. I know how that goes. What about you, Junior? What was your earliest memory that you can think of?
It probably has to be, since I didn't have my own PC at the time, because I started off with PC games, like with emulators. It was just me playing off of his computer. And I think it was, I mean, I want to say it was the same emulators I had on my PC, but I want to say Rogue Squadron games.
Okay, yeah, I know what
Probably
you're
not
talking
the first
about.
time.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dope. You just remember jumping on his computer and playing some of those games. Yeah, having to always ask, he's like, "Can I game today?" Yeah, yeah, man.
I'm just curious because Junior, you're a younger guy, so you experience gaming on a different level than what we used to. How would you describe modern gaming, and what do you love most about it?
Modern gaming is, I don't know, it's all over the place. It's really what you want to do with it, because you have streamers, you have people who I always see people on Twitter playing the older Call of Duties, doing like, still trick shotting, still, doing their thing on there, and it's just, I give my props to them, because I there's games where I see that I don't play, and there's people who take the time out their day and they might actually enjoy playing this game, and they get on it and they do something on there, and they post it, and that's, that keeps driving them. And then my take on it personally, I mean, I just play the games for fun now. It was just, it's really evolved a lot. I see it every day.
Yeah.
It's
So in expanding on that too, like I remember you talking about people playing the old Call of Duty and all that. Have you gone into that and played like older games and doing things like that when you see? And also, you talking about streamers. Have you actually streamed any games or considered streaming any games?
To the first question, yeah, I have gone back to older Call of Duties. Like Plutonium. Plutonium hosts like majority of the Treyarch games, and IW4X has majority of like the Infinity War games and Sledgehammer games and stuff like that. And yeah, it just felt good, because that was just my bread and butter. Black Ops 2, it felt like it was 2013 again, and it just felt good.
Right.
But yeah, I've definitely tried to stream and stuff. I just wasn't consistent with it. My friends, like most of my friends, do it. We all tried to push each other to try to do it, but it was just, we all wanted to do it, but we all kind of can't play at the same time sometimes. So
yeah. It is hard. Like I honestly tried to get the motivation to stream during my break. I had 2 weeks off in December, and I tried to get on and stream. I was going to jump on my PlayStation and stream me trying to get as far as I could in God of War, and I just didn't have the motivation. And I mean, it takes not just a lot of like equipment setup and stuff. It doesn't take too much equipment setup, but it takes the motivation to actually set up and actually do it, and be gaming. And even if you don't interact, because of course you're not going to have an audience right away. You may or may not have an audience right away, depending on your influence and all that. But it's still, you have to be able to be engaging, and you have to kind of not be boring if you're trying to get any kind of hits up. So I completely understand that. So, Senior, in your opinion, how do you think that the gaming community has changed over the years? And actually, Junior, you could actually add in after he's finished if you'd like, if you've noticed a very significant change as well. But Senior, from the generation, because 80s, I know you were there with the Atari, so I know if I remember it, you remember it.
Yeah, a lot of it has been like just I just think of some of the stigmas that were around it, where we were always being told that it was going to be a situation where spending more time gaming was going to isolate you from people, where gaming actually became far more social than I ever thought it would actually become. I mean, you can literally talk while gaming and hang out, and you can actually communicate with family and friends over distances and actually game with them. I remember one time we were gaming with a guy from England, and it was
Wow.
matter of fact, we were playing what was it oh man, was it Rainbow Six? No, it wasn't. Vegas. Yeah, it was one of them. Matter of fact, it was me, you,
Oh, really?
Kenny,
Okay.
and yeah, I had almost forgotten about that. But yeah, we were playing. I think it was a Rainbow Six Vegas, and we were
Oh,
playing, and it was the three of us playing with a guy from England.
I'm so sorry, whoever that player we played with was. I don't remember. But I mean, it sounds familiar because I've played so many different games with so many different people across the world. But I understand what you're saying because of that. Like, there's so many. It's so easy to connect to somebody in a different time zone. Which now one of the mobile games that I play, and that's actually a podcast that we got coming up talking about mobile gaming. But one of the mobile games I play, the Puzzle and Survival, I actually game with people across the world now, and you actually have to kind of coordinate for certain events. We have to coordinate what time to do this because for these certain events, it takes a group effort in order to get certain things done, and we have to say, okay, the game resets at this time, so whatever time it is for you, once your game resets, it's going to be +1, +2, +3. Again, I'll go into that a little bit more when we actually talk about it on our mobile gaming episode. But yeah, I understand what you're saying about connecting with people because Black, you can probably agree.
Yeah.
Back when we were younger, gaming was actually looked down upon, and I actually remember having a conversation with Reggie about it, and at work we were talking about how gaming is and how gaming has changed and stuff like that. So I posed the question to people on Facebook, and on Facebook, a lot of people were agreeing with us, but then a lot of people were still talking down and talking about yeah, gaming is for like kids and all this other stuff, and this was only like in like I want to say like 2011, 2012 maybe. I can't remember when it was, but there was a time where it was still looked down upon. So I get it. Junior,
Yeah,
go ahead, Black.
No, I was just gonna say, just speaking on seniors, what he said about how gaming has become extremely social, and it has just based off. I mean, or Destiny 2, I used to have raid parties with total strangers. I didn't even know them. They would just be in my clan, and we would get together and be like, "Hey, look, man, you gonna raid tonight?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, let's raid." It's like, man, I'm ordering pizza. What you ordering at your house? And we just talk about shit. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, but yeah, that's the way it's gone, you know. So,
Matter of fact, me and my cousin David used to play it a lot, and they live up in Maryland and whatnot. Not that far away, but it was definitely fun going to those. Hooking up and being able to just do that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you guys have played games together, and if so, which ones and what was it like?
Gears of War, definitely.
Gears, baby. Gears, baby.
That game is a theme on our show. It's a theme. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
we had pretty good sessions on especially Halo ODST, because he was just getting to the age where he was getting really good at that. Mm-hmm. And I remember one time we had, and I can't remember the area, but at one point he was on a lower level, and he had like a shotgun and some more close range weapons, and he was just going in on the grunts down on the lower levels. And I had a slightly clearer path up top. And while he was going in and while they were going, I was picking them off from the top and sniping them. Yeah, as we were going around and taking out the ones close to me. And we just kind of ended up meeting in the center. And I was just like, Dad, you could not plan a more perfect moment the way that played out.
Oh, that's tight work, bro. Tight work.
Yeah. It's so dope when y'all can kind of, And did y'all actually communicate that, or y'all
Nah,
just
it just happened naturally in the game where we were, and we
And
just ended up in the same
that's where I
spot.
was going. That was where I was going with it, because like when you can do it and it happens naturally, that is so tight. That is just really tight. Having not even having to communicate, and you just got that connection where you like, boom, all right, I see what he's doing. I'm gonna go ahead and go around and do this. That's so dope. That's really dope. So going back though, Senior, you did talk about the evolution of gaming and all that and the changes and stuff. But I did mean to ask though, what was the gaming experiences like during your childhood?
I guess when I really started getting into gaming was around probably when Atari came out, and when you actually had the variety of different cartridges that you could actually stick in and get different game types. My favorite game at the time was Adventure. Like I said, I've said before, it's just a square with a daggone arrow pointing in front of it, but you couldn't tell me that wasn't a little man with a sword going through this dungeon and avoiding these bats and these duck-looking dragons. That kind of set the pace for me to the type of games that I kind of gravitate toward, towards even to this day. And from there, I mean, it went from there to it probably went from Adventure to Zelda to Tomb Raider. Well, I'll take it back to it went from Adventure to Zelda to Metroid, and then to the Castlevania games on up.
Yeah, Metroid, man. Metroid was sick. Metroid was sick. I didn't start on the older Metroid games. I started on Super Metroid.
Oh, Super Metroid is
Man.
I've gone back. Yeah, played. That's
another
probably
level.
the one that I've actually. Well, I was about to say other than Prime, the Prime series.
Mm.
This thing is still.
Yeah. But I would have to ask, what was the first game or console that truly hooked each of you? You know, and this is a real interesting question right here. But I just want to know, what was the first console or game that hooked each of you?
My first one was probably this system called, or at least it was a generic version of it called Telstar that had like Pong on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't heard of
Oh,
that.
it's old.
Yeah, you said it's called a Telstar.
Probably just a rectangular shape with two knobs.
It is so funny because everything I see this coming up is the newer consoles. I don't. No, that says Telstra. I meant to say Telstar. Telstar. All right. While I'm looking, y'all go ahead. Oh, I think I found it here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share that so y'all can see. All right. Is that it?
Matter of fact, there it is, right there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, more to the one to the. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So
that is
I take it back.
old
Yeah,
school.
that between that and the one on the far right.
okay.
That's old school, bro.
Wow. So for a quick description, and so it's funny because the picture I googled, the picture that came up, it was actually looks like it's Pong that's on there. And it for you can look it up yourself if you're listening. But for a quick description, the Telstar is basically it's a box, a rectangular box, brown, which back in the 80s everything was that color brown. It seemed like.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't
Cable
know why
boxes,
either.
all that stuff.
That was yeah. It was either brown or the black. You said because you did say the cable boxes. Yeah, they either had the brown one or they had that
Wood
black
grain
color.
was very much in fashion.
Exactly. Yeah, wood grain. They loved the wood grain. But it's that. Then it has like a little small like square in the center with two knobs on each side of the square. So look it up, Telstar, Tellstar gaming console, and you can actually check it out. They actually had other versions of it as well, but they wow, I don't even remember this console, so I don't remember seeing it. I do remember playing Pong on something else. I can't remember what I played it on. It might have just been the Atari, but wow, that's actually pretty cool. So, wow. Junior, same question for you. What was your console that you remember?
It's hard because it's either the PSP or the 360.
The first one that actually got you truly hooked on like gaming.
Just say
Yeah.
360, Junior. That's what you really want to say. Go ahead and say 360, buddy.
360, yeah.
You got a 360 fan right here, buddy.
I think he started. Yeah, he definitely started off with those two. Maybe the PSP first, but yeah, it was like because I think we started him off with something handheld, but I couldn't wait to stick a joystick in his hand. And at 360, by the time 360 came around, it was just like I was like, yeah, this is. I see where this is going.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really dope. Yeah, talk about PSP. Do you still got one?
Yeah, I still got it.
I know. Senior does. Junior, do you still have one?
Yeah, I still.
Oh,
well,
okay.
yeah, I think I gotta find a battery.
Oh, okay. That's another thing. I still got one that Senior modified for me, so I can actually play games on it and all that. So I still love mine. I don't play it as often as I'd like, but I still like it, and I'll talk more about that in our mobile gaming podcast when we talk about that too. But how has gaming influenced your outlook on technology and culture? Either one of you can answer this question.
How does it influence our culture and technology?
Yeah.
As far as gaming?
Yeah. So just like your whole outlook on technology and just the whole culture. So thinking about it, just the consoles changing and evolving, the difference in that, our culture in gaming, like how do you think that gaming itself had that influence to change different things and excel technology and create the culture? Kind of how we talked about the gaming communities and different things like that. What's your views on that? Gaming has created these massive amount of communities, Madden communities, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Fortnite. My kid is in there playing Fortnite right now. Either that or Minecraft. So how do you think gaming has influenced your outlook on these types of technologies and different culture?
Yeah, you can thank social media for that. Like I said before, mentioned before, Twitter, Instagram. I used to be posting my stuff on Instagram. You're gonna get somebody's attention, like you said. You probably got somebody in the house playing Fortnite right now. Is probably because of somebody that they follow or somebody that they watch on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, this is it's very. I don't want to say popular, more. I'll say more out there. Because there's a lot of people. You can say they're doing the same thing, but everybody has their own style, where they go about it. But you have a lot of talents who just they make kind of a huge impact, and I think one of my greatest examples of that is a streamer who was able to get other like musician, like big artists on their stream to play a game with them. And you have
What's the name of that streamer?
Ninja.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Ninja.
Yeah. What Drake? He had somebody who football star up there and another artist, I think Travis Scott. And you have probably almost 500,000 people watching this one stream at the same time. So it's like, and it's stuff like that. People like me, I still remember that happened like back in 2018. Like, I don't think a lot of people have forgotten that.
Right. Yeah. So it leaves a lasting mark, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that does that's a deep impact, man. That is a really deep impact. It's something that you can't forget.
Well, I wish we had that option back in the day. I would love to play with Wu-Tang.
Right.
Whole group, man.
You know who I would have loved to game with? You actually talking about that? You know who I would have loved to game with? Honestly, I mean, just out of nowhere, and some people who know me would probably think I would say Tupac, but no, I wouldn't like the game with Tupac. I would actually like the game with Redman.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
think gaming with
That was
Redman
on the
would be
tip of my
fun.
tongue.
I
Red would have probably been great to game with. He
and
would probably been
because
great.
he would be funny as hell
Yep.
to game with, man. You would be laughing the whole time, and
Red.
he probably can get on them sticks, and he could probably do some work. So
Yeah, Red is that dude, man.
I think, I definitely think Red would. Senior, who would you game with if you could?
Oh man, there's probably I'm trying to think of somebody that like out of the celebrities who actually do game, but I'm trying to think. Not that it's got to be, but I don't know. I think Mark Hamill would make a pretty interesting person to be online with, especially with the voice work and stuff. Not just
Uh-huh.
every hour. Plus, if you've
He
looked
just
at
does
any
his
of his
own
takes
voice.
online, he's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure. Junior, you got somebody you would actually like to game with?
I would say Timothy Chalamet.
Really?
Yeah.
He does seem pretty cool. It's so
Yeah.
funny. I had just seen his Wonka, his version of Wonka, and that was actually a really good version of Wonka. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to actually see. I think it's next week. He's going to be on Saturday Night Live. I can't wait. He's pretty funny. So.
And he used to build his own custom controllers.
Yeah, I seen that clip. Yeah, I seen that clip.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He
Wow, that's
he playing
that's
Hey, word.
Mm-hmm.
Word.
Have me thinking like, have I ever ran into him before?
So, what's a gaming moment you shared that stands out particularly memorable for the two of you? Chris, you shared one earlier. Senior shared one earlier. But is that one that sticks out, or is there one that sticks out more? And I want to hear from each of you a moment that actually sticks out in your mind.
Instances.
Well, while he's thinking, Senior, if you got one.
Yeah, probably would go back to my first game experience with him, which he wouldn't remember because he was definitely way too young. But when the malls were still open and they still had the arcades out there, me and him, I took him out to Coliseum Mall one time and took him into the arcade, and he I'm not sure how old he was because he probably may have been a year, maybe under a year. But I just sat him on my lap, and the first game he ever actually played was Turbo Thunder.
Okay.
And I just set him up there and let him put money in, so he actually got to steer it. And so he was like, steering the boat, and actually kept it going for a good little while.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, I remember that one because I that's one of the few that I played anytime I was forced to go to Chuck E. Cheese. So I definitely remember that one. So, Junior, you got anything that sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, it's gotta be Merc 2.
Oh yeah.
I think that was my very first experience with like 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
Like game. And I'm a sucker for like third person like open world games. So yeah, that was.
Y'all played that one together? Y'all
Yeah,
played that one together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
I think you and I played that together. Cool.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I remember us playing. Because I'm trying to think about his age when it was out, and I was like, wait, were you letting him play the games like that? I was like, well, he was playing Battlefront. So I guess he does play in that. So that's why that's why I asked that question, because I was just trying to remember. I remember there was certain games that you didn't let him play.
Yeah, it was. He was in like at least in double digits before he actually started playing those. But
okay,
yeah.
right, okay.
Senior and junior. Now this is really, really interesting right here. I want to know: have you ever recommended games to each other? And if you have, how well received were those games? I want to know, because you got the old school gamer and you got the new school gamer. And
that's right.
We want to know. We want to know. We want to hear it right here. Have you guys recommended games to each other?
Yeah.
I love the pause.
It was a long pause. That's why I said this is a very interesting question, because I want to know the old school versus the new school.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't think he's probably ever finished any of the ones that I've recommended to school. Because but then again, I think they're the same games that I've recommended to y'all that y'all haven't finished either, like Titanfall 2 and things like that.
Well, Titanfall 2, I have played it. I don't remember if I played the campaign though. I don't even know how long the campaign is. I don't even know if I completed the.
It's like
Titanfall
6
1.
hours. It's maybe 5 to 6 hours, but it's so. That's what I want you. The campaign is the thing that game that's awesome.
Right. But I've played both of them because I think it was either you or Reggie or both of y'all actually. Like you let me use Titanfall 1 and he let me use Titanfall 2 or something like that. But
Yeah.
I've played both Titanfalls and I think both of y'all have let me borrow one of the games before I bought my own. So yeah, but that's funny though. Some of the games they recommended. So.
Yeah, and I've recommended I know I've recommended Mass Effect, but yeah, and I think that one, yeah, that was probably a little bit too, especially for as young as he was when I recommended it. Yeah, that was too.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, Junior. Well, come on, man. Mass Effect, you can't pass up on Mass Effect, bro. Right? But you were young, so I'm gonna give you a pass.
I think he would enjoy. Yeah, I think he would enjoy it now, but I don't think he would because he was probably playing Starfield before he came here, so he would.
What?
Mass Effect is probably would be more up his alley now than it would have been back then.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I forgot he be on Starfield. So yeah, there you go, Junior. Yeah. Never mind. Forget I said it. You on Starfield now.
So Junior, in regards to that question, Junior, so as far as the recommendations go on yours, does he take your recommendations, and do you think he goes through and takes it as well as you do?
I wouldn't say recommended, but I'm sure he's played Call of Duties that I've liked. Mm-hmm. But I can't really recall one that I gave him that he's played.
I can tell you the not Just Cause, but you actually did get me to play Just Cause because when you were talking about how good that was, Just Cause, the Tom Clancy games, all the Tom Clancy games that I've since Rainbow Six, have been. Matter of fact, I even bought the last one with John Bernthal because of your recommendation. Yeah,
Breakpoint and Wildlands.
Right.
I've never finished either one of them, but I still like to pop into those from time to time. But those have so much to do, you can just jump in at any time.
Yeah. I haven't. I don't remember if I've gotten into any of the Tom Clancy games except for Graw and Rainbow Six Vegas. Except for Vegas, yeah. Graw and Vegas. And I think Graw 2 was the only one I've got into. I don't remember playing Graw 1. But I got into Graw 2, and I played both Rainbow Six Vegas. So,
Senior, I want to know what you think of today's graphics and mechanics and online connectivity compared to games of I'm going to say, I don't want to say your era because your era is really my era too. So I just say our era.
Oh, I mean it's. As someone who's practically pretty much a tech junkie, I'm just like when we went from the pixels probably being about the size of my phone to us being able to get graphics the way they are now, I'm all in. I don't want to quite call myself a graphics per se, but maybe it's accurate. Because
I remember the 8-bit going to 16-bit. And every time they flipped the bit, I was like, "Oh man, this is the next generation." And they just kept coming. I was like, "Man,"
but you know,
I ain't gonna lie.
Each generation, I kind of thought, "Okay, it can't get much better than this."
Yeah, man.
And they're still finding ways to do some stuff. It's still fun. I think graphics have probably reached. They're getting to the point where they're so photorealistic. Just look at that Indiana Jones. I'm like, dang,
man, it's crazy. Indiana Jones is crazy, bro.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, everybody. We got to take a small break because I want to talk about Indiana Jones real quick. How far are you guys?
Man,
have y'all left the Vatican?
Not far. I'm still in the Vatican.
Okay. So I'm still in the Vatican, but I think I'm on the verge of leaving the Vatican. Because I got through all this stuff, and I got to go through and do a couple more stuff before I leave. I think. But I even went to there's an underground boxing ring. Did any of y'all go to that one yet?
I haven't been there yet, but I might as well because I accidentally triggered a situation where I ended up literally beating like 20 dudes in an alley.
Yeah, well, it's that, and see, that's crazy. That is so good. I swear, it's like a movie, man. They need to make this into a movie. I love that, man. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled, our regularly scheduled podcast. Um, so as far as bonding goes, how has gaming strengthened your relationship, both of you?
I say very well. Like, there's nothing that can't be discussed when it comes to gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always telling the the miles I'm getting certain games, stuff like that.
I feel
Kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it because it's always been something that we have that we can bond over, and it's I mean, and there's technology and things, and we share notes, and I love actually going in there and watching him play from time to time. Even if I'll just peek around the corner sometimes just to check out what he's in there doing. So that's fantastic. Like I said, just like you said, as far as like our being able to discuss anything as far as it goes too, it's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah.
But it's always been from the moment I sat him in that seat.
You knew. It was like handing a baton, right?
no doubt. Well, I got a question for Chris Jr. though. Yeah, it's. I got a question for Chris Jr. I want to know what you think. What's your opinion on retro games? I know you mentioned something about Battlefield. I know you guys were talking about, but what is your opinion on retro games, and do they hold any appeal to you? Please say yes.
It's like, because I really grew up at a really decent, really good time. Like, I had the best of both worlds. I got to experience these retro games on a updated setup. So it was just a very good experience. And then seeing the transition from old to new, and then on top of that, you have these studios remastering these old games and stuff like that. That's always good to see, as long as they run.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. You know, they're actually doing not a remake but a remaster of Oblivion. That's coming out in 2025. The Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah, I have an opinion on remastering only because it's dope, and it brings back the whole retro feeling, but it's just milking the money though. They are milking these games.
I agree, but you know what? There's now. I have to say that about The Last of Us. They're milking out of that. I'm sorry, but they are. However, if you play Resident Evil 4 remake, that game is on another level, bro. The remake, the fact of what they were able to do. All the Resident Evil remakes are pretty good, but Resident Evil 4, that game, I spent hours on that game.
Yeah. I haven't played it, but by all accounts, the remaster or the remake of Silent Hill 2 actually fixes some things that were problems with the original game, and I'm cool with them remaking and remastering these games as long as they add, preserve, what was great about the original. It doesn't have to be a scene for scene, retelling or whatever, but as long as they preserve what was the spirit and what was great about the original, I'm cool with it. And what Sony did with The Last of Us, well, that was kind of cheap. that was not old enough, and the graphics were not bad enough for that to need to be remastered. But
bro, they had a remake of a remake of a remake.
Yeah,
they had a remake of a remake of a remake.
I'm like when they put in the work and the games come out, and they do a good job, something like that. Then I'm like, yeah, they deserve to get paid for it, so I'm cool with it. But it's just when they do something, where they clearly just ported that over.
Hey, quick question, Junior. Do you play GTA Online? Not GTA RP, but GTA Online.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. What about RP? Have you played that one?
Huh?
You played RP?
It's been a while. It's been a
Okay.
long time.
So
But
you
it's
have played RP, but just not online. Okay, that's
yeah.
still cool. I haven't played RP because I just haven't. I mean, I
Mhm.
probably could, but I don't have Steam and all that. I haven't done all that. I'm gonna get me a gaming system, so I can probably do it though. But anyway, um, another question though, really quick. What game would you recommend everyone play, regardless of age or experience? Each one of you could answer this actually.
I think you know my answer.
What's your answer?
Yeah, it's gotta be Starfield. Yeah.
Junior, I'm trying to tell you, bruh,
Honestly,
that's my dog right there.
that game is a beast, man. That game is a beast. You know, like we've talked about it, and we've talked about it on this podcast before. That game is amazing. It is amazing. I mean, the views and everything, and
Mhm.
the different things that you could do. I really want to get back to it so bad, but I don't want to lose that much chunk of time. I don't want to lose that
And
much
it's
time in the day.
and it's gonna suck the time out of your schedule every weekend. It does to me. That's why I ain't got far on Indiana Jones, because I can't get away.
Yeah.
Can't get away from Starfield from Harvey.
Mm-hmm. Senior, you got one you want to suggest, Senior?
Honestly, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Dishonored 2. But I would recommend that entire series, and I would play them all differently. From Dishonored 1 to Deathloop, which they kind of turned out to be connected to those stories. But yeah, that series though, I'm just like, I know I shouldn't because I just finished playing a couple of rounds of that. I even started Deathloop over again and just finished playing back through it again. And I don't need to spend any more time in that universe. But it's calling me.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah, I gotta get
Especially
into
when I watch
Dishonored.
videos of somebody who's really good playing it, get inspired. But I love the decision as much as I like the decision making and stuff. And it's like Mass Effect, but way more movement and more action. Your decisions play out in real time. Like the changes you can make. Plus, there's so many different ways you can play those games. You can play them completely without powers or anything else, and still have an interesting time. I would recommend those for anybody that, environmental storytelling at its best.
That's what's up. Yeah, I've been wanting to check out Dishonored, man. I need to make the time for it.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
That means you got to put down Starfield.
I know. I'm hoping Junior can help me out with that, man. If he put it down, I put it down.
Going to the game right
He's like, nah.
I knew he was home today was because I thought he had gone to work earlier today, but then I heard explosions.
Yeah, Starfield. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Starfield. Either a ship blowing up or a base blowing up, whatever. I've got a question for both Senior and Junior. It's one of those interesting questions where it's probably another pause, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. If you could share one piece of gaming advice with each other, what would it be?
Just keep it fun, enjoy yourself, explore new tech and new ways of gaming, and so you can keep it fresh and see what's peeking out on the horizon as far as tech goes. It's always going to end there. See what you can get, and if you can get something out of it, take whatever you can get out of it.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Just keep it fun. I used to try to get on Call of Duty and do the same thing that I used to see on YouTube. Of course, like me and my friends, we all did our thing, but it was just we didn't know if it was just a waste of time or not. Like I don't know. Like it's not really. This wasn't really a conversation I really had with my friends that I used to do this thing with, because we kind of had like a set goal on what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it and where we wanted to take it. But yeah, it was just I had to actually look at the screen while I'm playing Call of Duty and just be like, I don't know, just make a decision and just play it for how it is and how I want to. And
Word.
No doubt.
I've just been stuck on single player games, but yeah.
Yeah. I've done that. I've been stuck on single player games a lot recently, and I go back and forth. But the multiplayer games, I have them, and I play with my family now more often, and I gotta get back on. I told my brother this week if I have Thursday available, I want to get on with family and probably hit my family group chat up and play maybe Call of Duty or something like that. I seen they got this new mode. It's called I can't think of the name of it, but it's when you can actually turn into an object and hide. You have to hide as the object,
Prop
and
hunt.
yeah, I've seen like clips of that online. So yeah, but very good advice. Very good advice for both of y'all. So how do you think gaming would actually evolve in the next, well, in your opinion, I should say, how do you think gaming will evolve in the next 10, 20 years? And what are you excited or worried about? Any one of you can answer either one. I mean, we kind of already have some of it with VR. That's definitely something that's going to happen, and it's already happening. But how within the next 10, 20 years, what's the next step in the evolution that you think? And do you think it would be like a good thing or something scary that we need to watch for?
I think just with the technology being what it is, we're going to have to keep ourselves abreast of the latest technologies, keep ourselves abreast of the types of exploits and things that can go on in those technologies and how to avoid, look up how to avoid them and pass that information on. But I'm looking forward to it. Like as as much as I love VR, the only reason I probably love VR is because I spent 2 years with a daggone helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
But and I get it. It's and with as bulky as that stuff is now, it's hard to actually get someone else interested into it because it's a lot. It's a lot to put that weight on your face and things of that nature. But as that technology is getting better and it's getting smaller and easier, it's getting to the point right now where you can watch like 3D screens right there on a pair of glasses. So
Mm-hmm.
as that improves, yeah, it's gonna get better. But like I said, just we're always gonna have to be aware of how technology is gonna be abused.
Mm-hmm.
But our thing is, take what's great about it and pick up that flag and run with it.
Right.
No
Right.
doubt.
Oh,
Yeah, when you asked the question, I immediately thought of VR. It's like
mhm.
we don't back probably y'all thought back then, like when y'all played y'all games and stuff like that, y'all probably didn't think the graphics were gonna get any better than that. But it was just like, with VR, you see how it is now. It can probably get even deeper and deeper than what it really is now.
Yeah.
And really evolve.
Yeah, even with the things like the haptic suits and things, you can pretty much recreate the situation from Ready Player One. But people tend to forget Ready Player One was a dystopia.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh no,
pretty much.
So
I don't
hopefully we're
forget.
not heading in
Yeah.
that direction.
Yeah, I'm definitely
But
not forgetting.
like I said, that's one of the things I'm saying about keeping
The way
keeping
those
the
stacks
part.
were and how stacked up high they were, and then people in those fulfillment centers. Come
Yeah,
on, man. That was no. I'm not forgetting that. As
Uh,
much as I would love to be like in Ready Player One situation, I can hold off if it means not being stuck in one of those fulfillment centers. So, um,
well, I know for me, real quick, Slim, that I think the industry should be a bit more careful with AI.
mhm,
We don't want to take away from the talents that actual humans have.
mhm.
And once they start installing AI as far as voices and even music, it can get a little stale. So I think AI is good, but I think we should be careful with it.
Yeah.
We don't want to take away from the talent that human beings can actually gain.
and the thing about AI is it's basically just recreating the information that it's basically gathered from creative people.
Hmm.
So all of a sudden you're letting this
Yeah, it
it's
still takes.
basically leeching off of talent in order to create but it also I get it can be very much be used for we've seen some incredible work that can be done with it
Yep,
as
it's true.
long as like that it's that whole thing where it can be great as a great tool, but it's gonna be abused.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But
Sure, sure.
hopefully, hopefully the good that'll come out of it will outweigh. Because one of the good things, I mean, we're looking at the fact that we'll be able to hear James Earl Jones. I don't know how good that is in some people's eyes, but we'll be able to hear James Earl Jones as Darth Vader probably in perpetuity from now on.
Good,
Yeah.
because the one they got, there's a backlash with the new Vader voice guy or whatever, and I can totally agree with that. I don't picture anybody else doing his
Yeah.
voice.
Hopefully his family will be reaping the benefits of that,
Mhm.
but they definitely have the rights to use his voice now.
Yeah. Well, we're running up on time now, so I want to end this with one final question to Junior. What do you hope future generations will take from gaming?
There's nothing wrong with it, and there's so many things you can do with it. It's endless.
Yeah, like he said, it went from being stigmatized to one of the biggest money makers on the planet. So yeah, it's the main thing is just what I would like for everybody is to keep the fun in it and keep the family in it and keep the friends in it. Hopefully,
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
keep those in, and hopefully we'll be good.
With so much division around, that's actually bringing a lot of people together, and it does a lot. It brings people from different backgrounds and different in a good way sometimes, not always good, but sometimes in a good way. It brings people from different political views together, because you're not talking about politics when you're gaming, even though some people will. But you're not talking about politics. You're not talking about religion. You're not talking about the type of phone you have. You're talking about that game right then and there, and it's a different atmosphere. And gaming, it's done so much over the years, and it can be used as such a connective tool to help connect people. So I truly hope that in the future they find more ways to get us to connect together and more, So I truly hope they actually, because it's evolved so much, people realize the potential in the future, and more people see it as something that's good, you know. So either way, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Well, of course, Chris, as always, senior, but junior, I really appreciate you joining. It was really dope getting your perspective on this, watching you grow up gaming. That's been a treat too. I honestly, Black, I wish you could have seen some of this, like seen him gaming some of the times back when he was younger. It was a trip. He was a serious gamer. He was serious about his games. Like, he was the type of kid that would stand up and play and locking on their screen, but he was good. I can't lie. He was a really good gamer. So.
Oh, I'm glad he wasn't like me. I was so focused that my mom be like, dinner time. What? Leave me alone.
Yeah, no, I don't think he could have been allowed to do that. He would have lost his game if he had did that. So, I know both his parents. He couldn't have talked back like that. So, but either way, everyone, this was a real treat for me. I truly enjoyed it. Thanks again for joining us. But hey, anyone, for our listeners out there, if you got any questions, you can always email us at toldmywifepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at toldmywifepodcast. Follow us on Facebook. I told my wife I'm paying bills. You can actually subscribe to our YouTube page at I told my wife I'm paying bills podcast. So in so I'm gonna put this out there. I don't know if the band is coming or not. We don't know. I'm not too worried about it. It is what it is. But you could also find me on TikTok at SlimTour78. It is what it is. If TikTok is banned, there's going to be another app. You know what I'm saying? We had Vine. Vine shut down, and we ended up getting TikTok. It's a lot of people are panicking for no reason. There's always going to be the next thing. Look at Jinko jeans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, and I just said Jinko jeans just as there's something that there's always going to be the next thing. Same thing with gaming systems. There's always going to be the next thing. I'm not too worried about it. If TikTok gets shut down, it is what it is. It happens. So, anyway, you can find me on TikTok at SlimTour78. Junior, do you have any socials that you feel like sharing? You have the option to share your socials if you like, or your gamer tag if you'd like. If not, that's cool. But if you want to share, feel free to take this time now.
Yeah, I got a YouTube CJAYMOUS CJamis_gaming on Instagram. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and tag it in the post when I share these posts on our social medias. So y'all be able to find him off of that too as well. So again, Junior, thanks so much for joining us. Senior, thanks so much for this. This was truly dope, and can't wait to talk about the next one. Listen, people, the next one is going to be our Black History Month podcast. So every year we do that one. This year we're gonna have one episode, but we're gonna combine Black History Month with Valentine's Day because I have a special one talking about Black superheroes in love. That's going to be an actually dope one, and I can't wait to talk about that. Please, please, please come back for that one. Senior, you got anything else you wanted to add?
No, I just like to say thank you, my loving son. Thank you for being my son and being the person you are. And thank y'all for giving me this opportunity to actually listen to his side, from this perspective. This was great.
Or yeah, definitely. This was, like I said, this was a treat, man. This was actually pretty dope. Black, what you got for the final thoughts?
I only got one final thought, and it's the Junior. Buddy, if you have any new mods that you come across on Starfield, please tell your dad so he can text me. I would like to know, buddy. I don't like with this job. I get left out sometimes, man. I gotta come back on the weekend, but I need some new hot mods, bro.
Word for sure. All right, everybody. Well, again, thanks so much for joining us. And whether you're binging or button mashing, we'll catch you in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.
Peace.